Introducing the all-new rebadged version of the Mazda 2, only sold here in the US. This is the 2020 Toyota Yaris Hatchback. It's a small, practical, affordable subcompact car, and today we're going to take a closer look. So let's get started. Booyah. All right, here's the breakdown, my friends. All new this year, comes in two trim levels, LE and XLE. We have the XLE. One of the big differences between this hatch and the sedan version, price is pretty much the same, but this does not offer a manual transmission, only a 6-speed automatic. With sport mode, the sedan will give you a 6-speed manual transmission. Plus, this is just 10 inches shorter in length, but has more cargo volume. So you're looking at 15.9 cubic feet of volume behind the back row, almost 16 cubic feet. Now I brought a pair of golf clubs because in the manual, it shows you in the manual how you can store golf clubs in the back of this subcompact. You put it butt first and you can set 1 and 2 sets of golf clubs back here. I'll take this sunshade off here. Now these back seats do fold down. There's a tab on the top here. Press it in, press forward, and obviously you can increase your cargo volume way more than the 16 cubic feet of the allowance behind the back seat. So there you go. For a subcompact, you do have a lot of space, even more so than the sedan version. By the way, the Yaris comes standard with 16-inch alloy wheels. So back here up front under the hood, we're looking at a standard 1.5 liter 4-cylinder mated to that 6-speed automatic transmission with sport mode. Pumps out, listen to this, 106 horsepower, 103 pound-feet of torque. Fuel economy is extremely respectable. 32 city, 40 on the highway, mixed driving number of 35 miles per gallon. So there's your practicality. The MSRP on the LE trim level is $18,700. The MSRP on the XLE, which is our trim level, is $19,700. Yeah. That sounds about right. I'm sure this would be a real concern for you if you're interested in a subcompact and you are a person at least of my size, 5'11". And this is my position as the driver up front. Here's another view from inside the car, and I am snug. I might as well be in a tuna can. Look at this. There's not much room for me if I were to sit behind myself. Headroom isn't that much better either, even though they have somewhat of an indent. I think the whole roof line is just a little bit bowed. So yeah, this is not going to be a comfortable, practical vehicle for someone in the 6-foot range or over. Buyer beware. Before I take you inside, a little demonstration here. We have a proximity key, which means as long as the key fob is on you, this is the lock and unlock option. By pressing the black button here, that will unlock it. And then when you walk away, as long as the key fob is with you, press it and lock it up. So I'm gonna get inside and show you the interior. It is nice that we have a push button start, but as you can see here, this is all Mazda interior, huh? So a 7-inch touchscreen when you're stationary. Otherwise, you use the Mazda style control knob down below. And my phone is hooked up, as you can tell. This has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, as you see on the screen, representing my podcast right there. Now I use the knob, turn the knob here to shift around. So the entire interface is controlled by this knob when you're driving, which when you get used to it, it's not too bad in terms of a learning curve. So I'm sure this screen looks familiar to Apple CarPlay users. Now if I press the home button, shows a map, also music, day, and then I can just continue using the knob to navigate the screen left and right through all the different icons, and messages will pop up there as well. The steering wheel mounted controls, very similar, if not identical to anything you've seen in a Mazda except for the Toyota logo. And this has a sport mode, and the sport mode for our 6-speed automatic is right here. So when you're driving around and you hope to go and get a few more horsepower or at least some speed, you can activate the sport mode if you want. And we do have a manual park brake that you pull up. A little bit messy right here, but this is where you find the USB port to plug in your phone and other devices to charge, and climate controls as well. Instrument cluster pretty straightforward with RPMs on the left, your miles per hour in the center, and your fuel gauge and temperature on the right hand side. Well, let's go ahead and go on a quick little ride here and see how the the Toyota handles around some corners. 6-speed automatic sounds more like a CVT. You know, I've used the sport mode a couple of times. It just, you know, obviously it jumps up the rev points, holds the rev points a little longer, a little louder. But I don't know, it's not super, I mean, it's hard to get impressed and excited about a vehicle that gets just over 100 horsepower. But I understand what they're doing. I mean, they're looking for that practicality, the affordability of a car that's under 20 grand, brand new. And so, you know, it's got some decent elements to it. And if you went for the XLE like we have over the LE for $1,000 more, here's what you get for your money. It includes leatherette upholstery, automatic climate control, rain sensing wipers, automatic LED headlights, and we also have a leather wrapped steering wheel and shift knob on ours. Also Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, as you saw earlier, the 7-inch screen, which is nice. No heads-up display, which I'm used to seeing with Mazdas. And it's just interesting to sit in the car and everything says Mazda except for the Toyota emblem here on the steering wheel. I love how easy it is to maneuver this car, especially in parking lots and small areas. This was debuted at the 2019 New York International Auto Shows when they said, hey, this is going to go on sale here pretty soon. Here's a look at the new Yaris, the US version of the Mazda 2. And, you know, for a narrow subcompact, not a bad deal. Well, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Hope to see you back here next time. Adios. One more thing before you go, I've added links in the description below to some of the best-selling automotive accessories and products on Amazon right now, plus links to some of the product reviews I've done. You can find it in the description below this video. And if you don't mind, take a couple of seconds and click that subscribe button. I'm uploading 2, 3, sometimes 4 new videos every week, and I don't want you to miss anything, plus it helps support my channel. As always, if you have any constructive criticism, thoughts, or suggestions about my video, please leave it in the comment section below.